What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we're taking a bit of a departure from the main series. Well, not really, but you'll see what I mean. Last time, we got to see what happened with Frieza, and with Moro coming into the story too. Jiren found out some pretty interesting things, specifically something that soured his opinion on Beerus. But after that last arc, we're now heading into a brand new one. This time, we'll focus a bit on Universe 6 as well as Universe 7. You'll see what I mean as this video begins. For this part, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part to this series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. I mentioned this a few parts ago. With Jiren now in Universe 7, that technically would affect Universe 6 too. Think about it, if Jiren's planet and species is now in Universe 7, they would end up in Universe 6 as well. We saw this with pretty much everyone. There's Namekians, Saiyans, even Frieza. So in this part, we're going to be focusing on a brand new character, one who's basically Universe 6's version of Jiren. We open this part in Universe 6. Following the Universe 6 tournament, Frost was outed as a villain. Everyone in Universe 6 hates him. Even though they loved him before, they now realize who he truly is, seeing past that facade that he put up. Wherever he is, he's a target. He needs to stay undercover, or else he'll die. He's on the run, and he has been for a while. But this time it's different than how it went in the original story. Frost was a little bit paranoid before, for a good reason. But now, he actually does have someone following him. Someone who's been tailing him with the intent to kill. Frost doesn't know how strong this guy is, but he doesn't want to find out. Maybe he truly is a powerful opponent. He was smart enough to track Frost down, and he seems confident enough to actually kill him. Maybe he isn't bluffing. He wonders who it could be. Could it be Hit? No. He would know Hit's energy. He sensed him before and he even fought alongside him. He remembers what that energy feels like from the Universe 6 tournament. This energy is powerful, but it's unlike anything he sensed before. He has one place where he'll be safe though, outer space. Most people can't breathe here, but he can. He could hide out here for brief periods of time. Of course, it's not an ideal environment, but maybe this will help. But Frost then senses something that terrifies him. Someone's right behind him. How? In outer space? There's no ships nearby, but he senses someone. He feels a hand on his shoulder. As Frost turns around, he lunges his arm out, trying to hit him with the poison needle. But no one's there. The needle didn't hit anyone. He's then hit in the back by a massive blast, taking some good damage from it. He recollects himself, darting his eyes around trying to find his opponent. He then sees him. No way! It can't be him! The man standing in front of him, he looks like that guy from the Universe 6 tournament. But Frost looks closer. No, that's not Jiren. He looks familiar, but it's not the same guy. Then he remembers. It's the man he's heard rumors of, the one that Hit was talking about. He's heard tales of this guy before, but he's never encountered him. The warrior draws closer. Frost gets a better look. He has a scarred face and a short beard. But he's definitely part of Jiren's race. He has the same alien-like features. But before Frost can even find out who he is, he's killed. A single attack from this mysterious warrior kills him. The man breathes a sigh of relief. He's pretty content. He completed his mission, and it wasn't too hard. So, who exactly is this guy? His name is Dakima. An older guy, part of the same race as Jiren, except from Universe 6. Dakima's planet and race isn't too dissimilar from Jiren's, except his people aren't extinct. His planet's still thriving pretty much, with a lot of his race actually being warriors, some of whom fought alongside Frost in his battles. After Frost was outed as a villain, everyone wanted him dead. He was responsible for those wars after all, killing a lot of Dakima's people, even injuring him. He and so many others like him were involved in countless wars, just for Frost's profit and gain. Frost caused so much havoc in the universe that Dakima knew he had to be dealt with. So, if he's some sort of soldier, why is he just going around killing people randomly? Well, we'll get into that more. Dakima is the strongest of his race, a very experienced and infamous warrior. The reason he's become sort of legendary is because he hasn't really been active in a while. Seemingly, people think that he may have died or just retired, but really, he's actually a well-known mercenary. Not too dissimilar from Hit. Hit is an assassin that takes any job that really just pays well. While Dakima mainly works with militaries, Hit is more underground, while he operates in the light. Well, at least he used to. He's become more and more like Hit recently, getting new connections and finding ways to be paid. This is how Hit even knew about him in the first place. The two are somewhat familiar with each other, considering that both aren't really the most lawful of people anymore. As mentioned, and as you can tell by his appearance, he is an older guy, usually quite reserved and serious. He doesn't really have the same sense of justice that Jiren does, and isn't nearly as open to companionship as someone like him. The reason he even does what he does is because he feels that he could justify it. He feels his line of work is much more effective at eradicating the scum of the universe than anything else he's done before. And even better, he gets paid to do it. In a way, he almost feels like this is his purpose in the universe. The Kais are made to create stuff, the gods of destruction are made to destroy stuff. Assuming they even exist, because he's not too sure himself. But he thinks this logic applies to him too. Just like they're put in the universe for a purpose, he's put here for one too. And it's something he's only realized recently. He doesn't want to be some military's pawn anymore. He can do his own things, and do it much more effectively. He does have a great sense of pride for his people, and he does look out for them, and this is part of the reason he even went after Frost at all, alongside his own obvious desire for revenge against him. But besides that, he doesn't really have a sense of companionship, like I mentioned before. He doesn't have any qualms about his work either. When you look back, it seems like he was a pretty good guy before, but he's going down a pretty dark path, and as you can tell, it's not really certain where he's going to end up. After successfully killing Frost, he shows no emotional remorse, going immediately back to whatever he was doing before. This actually does cause some problems later on though. Let's skip forward a bit, and switch over to Hit's point of view. Champa and Vados get in contact with Hit, asking him to recruit Frost for something. He's not too sure what's going on, but then he's filled in on the details, so he goes to look for Frost, hoping he can come to some sort of agreement with this guy. But knowing Frost, he's not sure if that's going to happen. He searches far and wide. As a great assassin like him, he shouldn't have a hard time finding this guy, but it's like there's no trace of him left. Literally no trace. Usually, even if someone's hiding like Frost, they leave at least some sort of trail. But as Hit continues to search, it begins to look like Frost was killed, completely eradicated without a trace. He continues the search, but nothing comes up. But something comes to mind, something that makes him realize what probably happened. Instead of searching for Frost, he searches for Dakima. Now, Champa actually did try to recruit Dakima for the Universe 6 tournament before, but what Hit's actually doing right now is recruiting people for the Tournament of Power. He just received news of it, and since he can't find Frost, he may as well ask Dakima what happened to him, assuming that he's responsible for killing the tyrant. He doesn't expect to recruit him at all, just expecting to get some info. He heads to a faraway planet, one where a lot of the universe's criminals actually hang out. It's a favorite spot of Dakima's, specifically a bar that's on that planet, and just as he suspects, he finds Dakima sitting there, walking over and sitting beside him. Hit asks if Dakima knows why he's here. Of course he knows. He tells Hit that he's going to ask if he killed Frost. So, is that an admission that he actually did it? Dakima confirms. He's not looking for any fame or glory from it, but doesn't mind taking the credit. He confirms that it was him. Well, that's where one of the problems arises. Hit begins explaining. There's a tournament coming up. One that's not like the Universe 6 tournament. He knows Dakima declined before, but this is different. You see, that tournament was kind of for fun. Sure, the Super Dragon Balls were a prize, but mostly, it was a harmless tournament. This one's different. If they don't win, their universe gets erased.
I was just about to go find Frost. I'm sure you can see the dilemma that I'm in now. Of course, I killed the guy you were going to recruit, so what now? You're going to ask me to join? I know your answer would be no regardless. You mentioned something about a prize. Super Dragon Balls, was it? Well, I was hoping the Universal Destruction would encourage you to join. But if that's what motivates you, then yes.
The two converse more, learning about the tournament, and learning about why I do crappy impressions so often, coming to the agreement that I should include them more in my videos because they're kind of funny, but also coming to the conclusion that Dakima does want to join. He's interested with the Super Dragon Balls, plus, if the universe is going to get erased, well, he's not going to die sitting down. That seems kind of like a weakling thing to do. He accepts the offer, but also because Hit introduced something new, something that he didn't hear about before. Of course, Dakima's pretty knowledgeable about the universe and things around it, especially with the multiverse. He's heard stories about Universe 7, a twin universe that's somewhat similar to Universe 6. But what surprises him is what Hit says about Jiren. Apparently in Universe 7, there's a warrior just like him, one that's part of his same race. His strength is exceptional. Plus, he's got some great drip to back up that strength. I mean, look at this outfit. Hit even begins theorizing what kind of outfit he'll wear at the tournament. Jokes aside, this interests Dakima, a strong warrior just like him. He doesn't care too much about some petty brawl between the two. Sure, they may be similar, but who cares? He's more concerned about saving himself and trying to get the Dragon Balls for himself. From what he hears, this Jiren guy's the opposite of him. He works stopping criminals in space. Wouldn't it be more effective just to kill them? I mean, that worked out pretty well with him so far with Frost, right? Hit says they could discuss their morals later. Just prepare for some strong fighters. And with that, Universe 6's team is all recruited. Of course, the rest of the team is pretty much the same. The only difference here is that Dakima replaces Frost. But let's go over to Universe 7 now. Their team is going to be pretty different too. And there's some other things that went on after the last arc that need to be covered. Following the death of Frieza and Moro, the Galactic Patrol congratulates Goku and Jiren. It's amazing how they were able to stop these two, especially with how strong they've gotten. Now, they don't need to worry about them at all. They always did have a fear that Moro would escape somehow, and their fears were realized, but at least it turned out all okay. But still, something sticks to the Jiren that doesn't really sit right with him. Before he killed Frieza, he remembers back to what he told him, when they were facing each other right after Frieza escaped. The fact that Beerus ordered him to destroy planet Vegeta. This obviously does stick with Jiren. He doesn't really trust Beerus anymore. He never really did and thought he was doing a terrible job at what he was supposed to do. But this is something different. Before, Jiren thought he may have just been irresponsible and lazy. But now he questions Beerus' integrity. What other information is he keeping from them? He doesn't know, and he's not sure if he wants to know. But he also debates whether or not he should tell Goku and Vegeta. Well, funny enough, right after the last part, a new chapter to the manga came out, and in that chapter, Beerus actually revealed that he told Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta, so I guess that's that plot point gone. Okay. I'm gonna go off script a bit here and try and explain why this is important, and also because you guys like when I go off script apparently, so yay. But okay, so he got angry for like a second and attacked Beerus, but right after that he didn't seem to care at all. I mean, we've seen this countless times in the series. Vegeta doesn't really care about Planet Vegeta or the Saiyans on it. He didn't care when it got blown up, and he didn't care after. But the whole point of me including that in this what if is because it kind of makes Beerus seem untrustworthy. I guess Vegeta and canon didn't care, so it wouldn't really change much here. But the thing is, that's only Vegeta. We can still have it affect Jiren. And to be frank, I would have liked if it had more consequences than just that. I didn't expect Vegeta to be angry over Planet Vegeta's destruction, more so angry that Beerus kept this from him. Because, think about it, he told Frieza something that would dictate the rest of Vegeta's life. Had his planet not been destroyed, his life would have been completely different, but that's besides the point. Because of that happening in the manga, I'm gonna say Jiren keeps this to himself. Partially because it may not actually change the opinions of Goku and Vegeta, but also because Jiren isn't really too sure how they will react. He wants to keep this to himself, thinking it may cause more issues than good. He could tell them some other time maybe, but for now, it's gonna be his little secret. Mini rant aside, this is going to be something that affects Jiren more so than it does those two. I've been saying this throughout the series. Jiren never really had the best view on Beerus. This only makes it worse. But it solidifies something within him. Just as he thought before, it may be best if he tries to surpass Beerus, becoming the god of destruction in this universe, trying to make things right. Maybe then they'll have some proper leadership in this universe, instead of a gluttonous god that goes around destroying things just so he can get some good food and some fun. And he sees an opportunity rise soon enough. They hear about the Tournament of Power too. This is still going to happen because the Universe 6 tournament happened, and with Zeno seeing that, he'd be inspired. So as all that stuff is going on in Universe 6, now Universe 7 has to make a team as well. Obviously, Goku, Vegeta, and Jiren are going to be on the team, and they've got a pretty good idea of who they want to recruit next. Gohan's been getting a lot stronger. Even without training with Beerus, he's still pretty great in his own right. Plus, Goku's biased for him anyways, so he decides it's best to recruit Gohan. Jiren goes to ask Jocko, and he accepts too. Jocko's a lot stronger in the scenario as we've seen, so he's actually going to be a very valuable asset at the tournament. It's not the same Jocko we have in the main series. Obviously there's not going to be any androids here because they're evil and, they're dead, so obviously not them. But it's okay, we got some other great people to add to the team. Piccolo's definitely going to join too. And with 4 more slots remaining, that fits in all the humans perfectly. Krillin, Tenshinhan, Roshi, and Yamcha. They had a nice performance defending against the androids a few arcs ago, so they're a great choice to recruit here too. Honestly, they did want to recruit that Beerus guy, but for some reason he declined. And Beerus seemed pretty against it as well. Weird. But they don't question it. His reasoning is he wants someone strong at the Galactic Patrol still while they're gone. Since Jocko and Jiren are going to be gone, he's really the strongest guy there, so he may as well stay back. Luckily they buy this explanation, so he breathes a sigh of relief. His identity still isn't revealed. But with that, we have the 10 members of Universe 7, and that means they're ready for the tournament. Like I said before, Jiren sees this as an opportunity. Not only are they fighting for survival, but also the Super Dragon Balls. If he gets them, maybe he can make a wish to make him stronger than Beerus, one that will help him guide this universe in the right direction. You would think that Jiren wouldn't think like this. Jiren's a really good guy in the scenario. You'd probably think he'd jump to the conclusion right away that he should revive the other universes if he wins. But he's not in a really good state of mind right now. I'm not saying he's conflicted or becoming evil or anything. For these past few months, he's had a vindictive attitude. With his strong desire to topple Beerus, it's only grown more and more. He's been training and getting stronger, but the more time he spends with Beerus, the more his disdain for Beerus grows. He knows the gods have to be neutral, but there's a certain point where they're just being lazy. Whis at least has an excuse, and Shin at least tries to do good at his job. And for this reason, Jiren's mind is set on one thing, trying to topple Beerus. Just as Dakima is struggling with his own desires, Jiren is now struggling too. While one is on a darker path than the other, they're both on dark paths nonetheless. And in a few short days, they'll meet up at the Tournament of Power, training in the meantime in preparation. Not only will the showdown be a showcase of power, but a showcase of ideals. And with that, we'll leave this part off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen with Jiren? Do you think he'll continue down this path, and will Dakima do the same? What'll happen when they meet up, and what's going to happen in the tournament overall? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you like the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as clicking the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on the channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.